Good morning, everyone. For a seamless transition with absolutely zero of me leaving browser tabs open so you were getting multiple echoes, that didn't happen. The recording has been deleted, so we'll just forget that whole thing and start afresh as if we're professionals. Hey, speaking of professionals, Erthos, you are running this particular clown show. Why don't you tell us who you are and what's going on? And then we'll do the round robin thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, my name is Erthos, or Lord Erthos if you're seeing me in chat here on Twitch. You can find me on C+ content for all kinds of fun games, and you can find me in the chat rooms of all of our friends here of the channel. Zero, let's go to you.
What, me?
Yeah, why not you?
Chaos. Total. And this is a sign of the apocalypse coming out of order. But hey, so I'm Zero Daylight, or Michael, or whatever. And I am playing Ollie Beecham, who is basically Peter Parker, but without the web shooters. So he is a parkour aficionado and minor TikTok celebrity in the kind of parkour free running space. And has not traditionally been a big believer in the supernatural until stuff started happening, like capturing ghosts on the GoPro. So now he's kind of like, but a little bit more concerned about the murder stuff that they found. We'll get into that in a second. Okay, then Sin, you're next.
Hi, I'm Sin or sinful underscore potato on Twitch and all the social medias. I play Beth, who is a crazy cat lady. Has like a million cats. It's totally fine. She's a fencing instructor and carries around a live rapier because it's fine. She didn't believe in the supernatural stuff, but after what happened last session, she's a wee bit shaken and maybe a wee bit mad. It's like mad as in madness, mad, not mad as in angry mad. It's fine. It fits the crazy cat lady stuff. It's fine.
It's just a touch
Everything's
of
fine.
madness.
Pardon?
It's just a touch of madness. We're all mad here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fine.
What?
Hi, I'm Mark Anderson, and I am a music teacher by day, but by night, I'm a boxer. And I have believed every single supernatural tale I have ever been told. And everyone that Ollie has been told, and Beth has been told as well. And where we left off, I was about to go into a haunted house with Ollie and Beth, and hopefully survive it.
Oh, forgot about that part. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, everybody was getting ready to go back into a house that is probably haunted as we left. Does anybody want to recap on how we got to that point and why Ollie and Beth now are believing in the supernatural a little bit?
So we were all at breakfast. We heard some old ladies talking about a missing high school student, and we're like, hey, let's meddle in this because we have nothing better to do. We kind of hypothesized that they might be like setting up to do some pranks, and looked around and said, hey, there's this the kind of historical mansion that all the local kids are like, oh, it's haunted and you got to stay there overnight, and it's like this would be the perfect place to set up for pranks. So we broke in, and there was gross stuff on the floor, and Mark saw a ghost, and I was like, whatever. And the gross stuff on the floor turned out to be blood, but we figured it was like pig's blood or something as part of the prank. Went up in the attic, took some shots around, and of course there was nothing in that. Then went down to the basement, and it looks like someone had done some creepy sort of ritual and like hacked off a piece of flesh. At the time, thinking it was probably pig, and like carved real weird runes in it. In looking at the footage later, there were clearly ghosts in the footage, which was kind of creepy. And then we wanted to go talk to someone who knew something about the occult, which we were going to go do when we found out about there was a little issue in one of the neighborhoods nearby, and we followed it, and apparently there was some sort of like not a hostage situation, but a lot of cop cars and a couple of dead bodies, and everyone was freaked out. And we decided that was like above our pay grade. We went and met with creepy Jonathan, I think his name is, who was like, yeah, this is all like someone's trying to bring something really awful into the world, which doesn't sound very good. But there's someone named Emily that he knows that might know more about it. Turns out Emily is the girl who went missing from school. We went and broke into her house. We went to the school and broke into that. And then we went to her house and broke into that. I don't know. We broke into a lot of stuff. And found that she has apparently an academic in the occult, but nothing that would signal that she was a practitioner. But we did find a note from someone that said, you're either part of this or you're a problem and we'll take care of you. So it seemed like a threat. And then we went back to the school, and because we realized that we really didn't search like any of the area that we knew that had been closed off. So while Mark and Beth broke into the principal's office and got some info, and apparently Beth is like a hacker supreme all of a sudden, got some great info. Ollie went down to the basement and found a murder room. Super gross. And they went back, left expeditiously, went back to the original murder house and saw that, because they left a drone to kind of watch with cameras, someone had gone in like lovely cloaks and hoods and stuff like that. And so now they're outside the murder house going, hey, we should just go bust in on a bunch of cultists and see what happens. We'll probably all die. Only thing I forgot is that we did notify the police. We sent the police a scrubbed video clip of the basement of this historical mansion. And apparently they've done nothing about it, at least as far as we know. Then again, it's kind of the same day, so maybe they had all that situation over in the neighborhood, so maybe they'll get to it. Maybe they'll find our dead bodies tomorrow.
Yeah, the local authorities might be a little busy at an active crime scene on the other side of town.
How is it an active crime scene if there are no suspects?
That's also a good question, but you did see a lot of squad cars.
I know, right? And snipers.
And snipers.
So it's like, okay, yeah, it's real messed up.
Questions.
It's real messed up.
Also, normal American judicious use of force.
Right.
So. Yeah, that's a perfect recap. So, our scene opens with Ollie and Beth and Mark standing probably over by your car as you're looking at the video footage, and we're seeing these two robed and hooded figures going into the mansion. On the replay of the GoPro, as you're all deciding what your next move is. Do you want to go into the mansion because you don't see those hooded figures leave, and they entered probably only an hour ago, or do you do something else?
Oh, and we had established that neither of the hooded figures looked like a teenage girl.
No, they look like a full-grown adult size person,
like a principal size person, like a high school principal size person.
It could, well, I mean, one of them could be a high school principal size person.
Who knows?
But then who's the other person?
Administrative assistant. Girls.
If we let them go in, then they could clean up the crime scene, and then we'd be in big trouble. We'd have been sending false reports to the police if they managed to clean things up.
I mean, they've had an hour. I think they're... and besides, we scrubbed all the metadata from that clip and sent it through a burner situation, so they can't trace it back to us. I'm more worried about them succeeding at whatever weirdness they're trying to accomplish or killing us.
I don't particularly want to die.
No.
That would be a downside.
So it's whether we want to get murdered by cultists or murdered by whatever the cultists bring into the world. Oh no.
Beth, do you have an opinion?
An opinion that doesn't involve training cats to do our jobs for us?
The cat pound could have worked.
Right? Exactly. Maybe we should go in and just sneak attack them. Then everything's over. No one dies except them, and we get away scot-free. It's fine. It's cool. Watch.
I mean, Beth does actually have an active weapon, so there's that too.
Going in by stealth would be a good idea. If I had any points in stealth, but it would be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I can beat people up real good. Cool. I guess whatever. We haven't gotten a lot of sleep. We're probably punchy. Punchy
Yeah.
enough to just like go and make this the shortest episode ever.
Yeah, I haven't had my coffee yet.
So I guess we're going to sneak in.
All right, going into the mansion. Are you all going in through the same door in the back of the mansion that you went in through last time? Or is there an additional sneakier path that you're going to create?
When we were in the basement before, did we know, like, is there one of those like storm cellar entrances or some other?
So there isn't any other entrance into the basement. There are two small windows, right? You know, just the real small ones to let some light in, but not big enough for a human to squeeze out of.
Cat-sized. We should have planned ahead.
Definitely cat-sized, but yes, otherwise it's just the one wooden, creaky staircase going down into the basement.
I'm the most athletic of us, right?
Probably, yeah.
Cool. I'd like to sneak over and see if I can peek in the window.
Sure.
Just to...
Yeah, go ahead and give me we'll just do a stealth and dexterity. Yeah.
Stealth and dexterity? Oh, the stealth is an actual thing, yeah. So 7. And it's 8, 9, 10 for success, right?
Correct. And then 10s explode.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Ooh, that's pretty solid.
I just float like a mist over the grass.
Yeah, you get over there, no problem at all. And as you're looking in, you can see very briefly your eyes take a minute to adjust to the darker space inside the house. But you do see a couple candles lit. And you can kind of see these two shadowy figures standing around basically the exact same ritual space that you had identified before. And you can see their hands out.
Oh, like pointed toward the space? Oh, like, okay.
Yeah, just kind of stretched out to each other. Like, it almost looks like it would be a more stereotypically complete ritual if there was a third person. So, like, their hands were closer to touching each other.
Got it.
So it looks a little weird that there's only two of them. But
Maybe the third one's a ghost.
maybe. But yeah, they're clearly doing something, and you can't hear anything, but you can see the flickering of the candlelight and them standing there clearly in the midst of something.
Okay, 10 seconds of GoPro footage through the window, just in case.
Okay.
No lights. I mean, no like light or anything like that. And then I'll sneak back to them and say, we could also just lock him in the basement.
If we lock them in the basement, then they'll be able to complete their ritual. If they're calling something, then it will come.
We could throw a Molotov cocktail in the basement and then lock the door and run away. It's hard to complete a ritual when you're on fire.
Fair point.
Fair enough. Beth, how many Molotovs do you have on you?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so we could go break into a liquor store. No, this is okay. Anyway, there's just 2 of them. Or maybe 3 and the third one's a ghost. I don't know anymore. But there's just 2.
We outnumber them.
Yeah.
we can. Oh, we could try actually talking to them like we're sensible, mature adults.
Yeah, but what if they're like spooky mind control stuff?
You're right. We're not sensible or mature. Let's go in there.
Right. Okay. So they're gonna know we're coming as soon as we hit the stairs. So
You're very probably.
so I think what should happen is I'll blitz down the stairs, do some parkour nonsense, do some wall running to get down there quick, and then just start beating the crap out of them while you guys run in and start stabby stab.
Right. We'll go and attack the person you're not attacking.
And then we're gonna have to like burn all our clothes because we're gonna have trace evidence all over them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I like this shirt though.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
And as you all are discussing, you're all distracted by what sounds like a large body moving through the bushes off at the side of the property. And you look and you don't see anything.
Probably spooky ghost thing or demon or something.
So we ought to split up. Somebody goes and looks at that, while the other two go down into the basement.
Have you ever seen any movie ever?
Well, if we leave the ritual to complete, then it will complete, and that might be bad.
We gotta roll. Let's go. Forget invisible spooky stuff because we can't fight that. We can punch the crap out of people. Let's go.
All right. Let's go.
All right, into the house. And I'm going to assume that Ollie is in front.
Yeah.
Okay. Ollie, go ahead and give me another dexterity and stealth to move through the house and downstairs. I'm going to give you a -2 because this is an old creaky building.
How dare you?
I know.
1, 2 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes. You are a pro. This is not the first creaky building you've gone through.
I've been in this creaky building before too, so.
Also that. Yeah, you go through no problem. And as you kind of open up the door to the basement and you go and put your feet down on the first couple steps, very gingerly and not creaking anything, you also don't hear anything coming from the room below you. And it's only been a couple minutes since you were at the window. So you are very confident they're still here, but they're not making any noise. And you can even still see the flicker of the candlelight.
I like it. And to be clear, like if there's any way that I can, like I'm not sure what the physical arrangement is, but just like leveraging those parkour skills to just like not tumble down the stairs like fall, but like grab leap up, grab a banister, swing down, just like try to get down there super fast, super surprised, pop down in the middle of it, and then just start punching.
Yeah, you could absolutely basically just like take 2 steps and then just swing yourself the rest of the way down the stairs and land and ready to go. Yep, absolutely, no problem.
Ready to start slinging elbows.
Absolutely. So Ollie's basically going to just vault himself down the stairs. Mark and Beth, what are you going to do as Ollie does that?
Close the door and nail it shut.
I'm going to be as close on Ollie's heels as possible, but if he goes on some weird parkour route, I might just step on runners down the stairs instead. I might be better at that.
Beth, how about you?
Beth is taking up the rear. She takes a quick glance to the outside world, to whatever was over yonder, and then walks off to follow the other two, but not going at a quick pace. So, like, probably making as much noise as is humanly possible.
Oh, to distract.
Sure. Beth, go ahead and give me a wits and animal ken.
What? I don't like this.
And you do still have that -1 in your social, so you can voluntarily fail this too to get rid of that condition.
Maybe it's a giant cat and you can befriend it.
Maybe.
Jeez. Nope. 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 Can I use the minor boon that Katie just gave to bump a 7 up to an 8?
Please do.
Sure.
Okay. So that's 1 success.
All right. So with your success, as you're making that last glance out into the bushes before you go into the mansion, you can't make out anything concrete, but just based on the shadows from the streetlight on the other side of the house and where the branches are rustling, whatever's in or on the other side of those bushes is moving on all fours and very large. It would make a German Shepherd seem small by comparison. So it's not quite up to your shoulders, but probably halfway in between there.
Gross.
So whatever is moving, probably moving it on 4 feet or more, and probably in the neighborhood of 150, 170 pounds.
Gross.
But you pay it no mind, and then you go into the house and you follow Ollie and Mark, who vault down into the basement to engage the shadowy cultists.
Yeah. And I immediately say, "Stop, please, show me your hand. Stop resisting." And then just start beating the crap out of them.
Love it. Are you barehanded, or are you wearing
I've got my gloves.
Your gloves or anything? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then let's go ahead and we'll put everybody in a quick initiative order. Ollie, what is your initiative?
Remind me. Oh, that's an actual thing, isn't it?
It is an actual thing.
That's not speed, though, is it?
It's going to be Dex plus your composure, and that's just like your modifier.
So 7.
Okay, Mark, what is yours?
My modifier is 6.
Okay, so both of you are way faster than these cultists.
Cool.
So, Ollie, I'm going to let you go ahead and declare your intention and your action first, and then Mark will do yours, and then after those resolve, we'll go to the cultist. Beth, I'm assuming yours is a little lower than 6, but I'm not sure. What is yours?
Because your composure is garbage.
Right.
Oh, 4.
Okay. Yep. That's about what I was thinking. So Beth will then go after the cultist and whatever mayhem has or has not happened at that point. So Ollie, what is your intention? What are you planning to do?
I'm beating the crap out of them.
All right. So just going for the nearest one and just beating them up.
Yes. And can I get a +1 die for surprise?
Yes. You can also spend willpower to gain 3 additional dice.
Ooh. I only have 6
Yeah, you only have 6.
willpower, and I might need that. So since we haven't done this before, I know that I'm using brawl for the attack. There's no modifier on the gloves. So damage is what?
So for your attack, it's going to be strength plus brawl for your dice pool, and then we'll subtract their defense, which for these guys is going to be a 3.
Okay. And that's 3 dice, not 3 successes, right?
Right, 3 dice.
Okay.
Yep. And then any successes you have are damage, just straight up.
Got it. Not any. So it's not like 1 success and then excesses. It's like any successes that aren't canceled. Cool.
Yes, any successes. And because you're wearing gloves, you're doing lethal damage instead of just bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a reminder for everybody, especially anybody in chat who's watching, with this system, willpower is kind of the big resource that everybody has. So they can spend a willpower. They get 3 additional dice they can roll. And normally you're doing that in combat or high stress situations. And then they can regain willpower by either doing something within a scene in accordance with their vice that gets them a single point of willpower back, or once per session they can do something in accordance with their virtue, and that will restore all of their willpower. And I see Zero grinning madly, so I'm assuming he rolled really well.
That'll be 5 because I rolled a 10 and it exploded twice.
That is very well. Yeah, you come up and you just pummel this guy. Why don't you give us a little visual for what this looks like in terms of Ali just like running up to the nearest guy and just knocking the snot out of
So
him.
his arms are out, right?
Yes. Yeah, his arms are outstretched.
So, and do they react at all when I hop down and start yelling at them to stop resisting?
There's a moment of startled, oh my gosh, but they don't say anything.
Okay.
Like their body language says that they recognize you, but they don't verbally respond.
Cool. So I'll snake one arm over the outstretched arm and then pop him to pivot him around, catch him on the lower jaw with an elbow to pull him back, and then just drive a fist straight into his lower plexus to bring him around, and then another hook elbow to the side of the temple.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then if I need to, I'll kick his knee out from under him.
Yeah.
To take him down.
Yeah, he goes down on one knee, and you can hear the pop of bone and muscle as you're hitting him, and you can feel that crunch. So you're wearing your reinforced gloves, and you can feel it even through the reinforcement of those gloves. Like you can feel his muscles and his bones really taking the brunt of those hits.
Yeah.
Mark, what is your intention? What are you doing?
Well, if Ollie went for the nearest one, then I'm going to have to go for around the circles, the furthest one.
Sure.
And I am naturally the best boxer in the world.
Oh, of course.
The world just has to see it. So I'm going to put him up. I'm going to be bouncing on my feet. I'm going to go in and I'm going to bop him straight in the face.
All right. And are you barehanded, or do you have some kind of gloves or additional reinforcement on your hands?
Completely barehanded.
Okay, perfect. Then please also give me a strength and brawl with a -3. Unless you want to spend willpower.
-3 dice.
-3 dice, yes.
Okay, and having a specialty in boxing is an additional 1 dice, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, per dot in boxing.
Per dozen boxing. Okay. Then I shall roll 4 die.
Sounds good.
Do it.
I got 1 7 and 2 8s and a 9, so...
All right, so 3 damage. So you run up to that guy and you give him a quick pounding as well. What does that look like?
Oh, I'm duking from side to side, and I go straight for the nose, and he sort of starts reeling backwards, and I give him a couple of body blows to the ribs.
Yeah, and you feel really good about those blows. Like you're feeling right in the rhythm. Like this feels great to you. You haven't had this kind of adrenaline in a hot minute. And both of them now are going to respond. So Ollie, the one that you knocked down, is down on one knee. Like you can see that he's even like spitting out some blood on your shoes, and he pulls out a knife from his belt and he goes to stab you with
How
it.
dare you?
What is your defense?
7. One, 2. 5. 2 10s.
Oh, you don't need to roll anything unless you have a merit that's letting you roll to dodge or add to
I thought
it.
it was 7 dice. I thought the defense was dice.
Nope, defense reduces the number of dice he gets.
Oh, got it.
So that's why you guys are getting a -3, because their defense is 3.
Got it.
And he does stab you. It doesn't feel good. So his knife kind of stabs into your leg. He's really kind of wobbly from the thorough beating you gave him in short order. But he does stab what feels kind of like a large pocket knife into your thigh. And it doesn't feel great by any means, but it also doesn't feel like it's going to severely cripple you.
These guys must be amazing. Oh, even if you have 0, you still get to roll 1.
Right, you still get to roll 1.
Got it.
Yep.
So
And they also
that felt like a lucky hit, not a.
Yeah, you could tell that he was probably using a lot of whatever adrenaline he has right now while he's still somewhat conscious to respond, but you don't think it would take much to knock this guy out at this point.
Got it. That's what's about to happen.
And then, Mark, how much defense do you have?
I have 3 defense.
Okay. The one on you, similarly tries to like hop back and forth and kind of get into this boxing stance with you. Clearly is not used to boxing at all, and he has just a very weak left hook that just kind of connects with your shoulder and doesn't really feel like it does a whole lot of anything.
Is that 1 health then? Or
yeah, you're taking 1 bashing damage from that because he's also unarmed. So it's very, very weak, not really affecting you in any serious capacity.
Oh, and how much did I take from the knife?
You took 3 lethal from the knife.
Good Lord. So half my health, basically.
Yes, because part of weapons is if you're using a weapon, their damage is an automatic success. So it's basically that plus however many he rolled.
Got it.
Beth, you come down the stairs. You see Ollie basically standing over somebody who looks, I mean, honestly ready to pass out. Ollie has a knife now sticking out of his leg. And then Mark is boxing with somebody on the other side of the basement. You still see the strange pentagram in the middle of the room, kind of in the middle of all of this, with some candles burning around it. What are you doing?
First, I'm gonna point to Ollie and go, "Don't remove that knife, because if you do, you may become a gusher."
It's a pocket knife. I'll be fine.
And then Beth is gonna do something stupid and probably try to like mess with the pentagram by using the rapier to mess it up, because that sounds smart.
Sure. Yeah, so how are you looking to mess up? Are you trying to just like move the like the chalk and everything that's drawing the pentagram? Are you playing with the candles with the tip of your rapier? Tell us what you're doing.
So I've never actually been to a thing in real life before, so I don't know what exactly happens if you walk in and just like stand in the middle and like stab it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Beth goes into the middle of this pentagram, so she has fighting to her left and to her right, and she is trying to disrupt whatever ritual is happening to the best of her ability. And then we'll circle around back to Ollie.
Yep. I do not like this guy much at all, but I'm not going to stab him with a knife because this way I can claim self-defense. Heel palm to nose, knife hand strike to throat, and then because he's still kind of down on one knee.
Yeah, he's down on one knee. So his like knife stab, from your perspective, it seemed almost more like reflex than like planned attack.
Okay, that because he's down low.
Yeah, because from
So-
your experience, if he was planning that, he should have aimed higher into like your stomach.
Okay, so elbow drop onto whichever his dominant hand is to try to break the clavicle.
Sure. Yeah.
And then sweep around to do a reverse neck grab, and then just leap up, dislocating the neck,
Sure. Yeah.
maybe breaking it, but we'll see. One, good lord. 3.
Yeah. 3 is enough. So yeah, you absolutely execute that, and as you jump up, you feel his neck dislocated, and his whole body just goes limp.
Gross.
Mark.
I guess I'll continue to fight.
Beat him up.
That was one success. So I'm going in, and he falls backwards and trips on the candle.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah. He's trying to bob and weave, and you still catch him a little bit, and he stumbles backwards, and then he tries to respond in kind. And again, he is not a well-trained boxer, so he just very briefly manages to hit you with another with a right cross, and you more or less move out of the way, but there is still some skin contact, so you take one more point of bashing. But you clearly outclass this person a lot. Beth, back to you. You feel like you're doing something to disrupt what's going on, and you're also feeling very good about the fact that both of your friends here are occupying those who are trying to do something with this ritual circle.
Yeah. Uh. Uh. She's gonna get down closer to the circle, the pentagram, and try to like extinguish the candles, but with the rapier, not actually blow it, but like how in like anime you can swish a sword and it causes enough like wind blast to blow up the candles like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a dexterity and weaponry.
So I have a specialty in weaponry, so
Yep. If your specialty applies, then you get 1 extra die.
okay. I got it. Look, there's one.
One's all you need.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, so you successfully extinguish a couple of the candles. So now the basement room is getting darker as everybody is dealing with their own items. Ollie, we're back to you. You now have a limp body either in your hands or now at your feet, depending on whether or not you immediately released him when he went limp.
Oh yeah.
And you see Beth extinguishing some of the candles from the ritual circle.
Okay. Pop on the headlamp. Shine it directly at the remaining combatant. Is their face visible?
You can see just the briefest flash of a face through their hood while they're fighting with Mark. Because obviously they're bobbing and weaving and trying not to, let Mark get a solid shot at their face. and it does appear to be the face of the principal.
Ooh, excellent. Oh, geez. This is the guy who was responsible for the murder room that I just saw. The smart thing to do would be to subdue him and ask him questions. Is there an appropriate check to see if Ollie can overcome the desire to take this guy out for what he's done and be smarter than that? So would that be like, it could be a willpower, maybe, or a composure?
Yeah, you're basically doing a resolve and composure. So yeah, if we're having what we would call a breaking point, that this will affect your integrity then too.
Yeah, because he's not a killer. Because I mean, the other guy was stabbed him in the leg. I think that was purely self-defense. But this, if he goes after this guy, I think is maybe a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe because Ollie was the one who found that murder room, and like Ollie's kind of in a weird place. Let's give you a -1 on this check too.
Okay, I'll re-roll. It's better. Jesus. That's a 2 9s, and 2 10s. And one of the 10s is and one of the exploding 10s is an 8, so that's 3 successes.
No, that'd be 5 because 9's a success too. So if you had
yes, I didn't count the 10s.
And an 8, that's 5. That's an extraordinary success then. Yeah, you feel just this wave of emotion overcome you, and you're kind of pulled in multiple different directions, but you manage to kind of keep yourself together and stop yourself from giving in to your baser instincts.
So instead, as he goes to throw a punch, or like he's probably flailing a little bit, goes to throw a punch at Mark, I'll sweep up, catch the inner forearm, and then just hyperextend his elbow to break the arm, and then snap it into a knife hand as I pull that arm and just put pressure on his carotid, and then yell at him, "I will kill you for what you've done. Stop resisting."
Excellent. Okay, give me a...
Yeah, fighting.
Yeah, let's do an athletics, and I'm going to say strength, because even with leverage, I mean, you need a decent amount of strength to break somebody's arm like that.
Yeah. -3, right?
Yes, -3 for his defense.
Cool. Yep. 2 successes.
Excellent. Yeah, you absolutely grab him, break his arm, and you get him in a good hold. You hear some sputtering. I don't know if you're... Yeah, because you had an extraordinary success on your integrity check. So I'll give you just the straight option of, are you leaving enough airflow for him to actually respond, or are you just waiting for him to stop struggling?
Yeah, I'm not even putting... It's not so much pressure on the windpipe, it's pressure on the carotid. Okay. If I need to, I can pull hard and get him into submission. But he's not there yet. Okay. But he's gonna have a hard time pulling that arm out of my lock because it's broken. Or, well, at least hyperextended at the elbow.
Yeah. He's not in any like you feel sweat, and like his muscles just kind of like loosen throughout. Mark, you see Ollie grab his arm hyperextended and just like very quickly restrain him in a way that you're not used to seeing in the boxing ring. How do you respond?
That is quite impressive.
Been telling you should be taking my Krav Maga class.
But I'm almost at a breakthrough. I'm almost my coach is going to put me in a ring next week. He swears it. I'm going to do it. I can make it. I would like to have a look at what Sin is doing. I want to take a step back and survey and see if I think she's about to be possessed by a ghost or something.
Sure. Give me I think it's going to be something mental. Let's go intelligence and occult.
That's a chance die.
Okay, so that is a chance die, or again, you can use a point of willpower and give yourself 3 additional dice to roll. And then you won't be off the chance necessarily.
I shall spend a willpower then.
Okay.
And my highest is a 7. So, Sin, you're definitely about to be possessed.
Yeah, you don't see anything, but you do kind of catch out of your eye now that you're not worried about being like actively engaged in combat. That Beth has knocked out a couple of the candles. So this entire large basement space now has 2 candles that are only just a little bit bigger than tea light candles. Like they're not very small, just little guys, lighting this very large space. So you're realizing now that the adrenaline is slowly ebbing, that outside of the headlamp on Ollie's head, there's not a whole lot of light here. So Beth is very much in shadow. And you can't tell. And that takes us to our high school principal, who is in a bad way right now, really not feeling good about himself. Who doesn't say anything, but also, lets all the tension out of his body to communicate non-verbally that he is not going to resist against Ollie, who has him very much where he wants him. Beth, what are you doing?
Trying to disrupt the pentagram some more, so like taking the rapier or the knife that she has, getting down and like actually digging into the floor because I don't know how to disturb pentagrams or whatever.
Well,
Probably just thinking it's like I'm either making this worse, doing better, or somehow turning it into like a love summoning thing, because apparently that's a thing.
Well, give me an intelligence and occult, and let's see how effective you are at changing, disrupting, or destroying the ritual that you're in the middle of.
Can I fail that
Yeah, you can fail voluntarily. Absolutely.
to remove whatever the shaken.
Yeah. Yeah, you take your knife and you're just kind of like stabbing it madly at the dirt on the floor, and kind of like trying to scratch out some of the symbols that you see etched there in blood and chalk. And as you're doing that, you feel a cold wind kind of circle around you very gently, and then it carries off to the west, and all the candles extinguish.
Definitely summoned something that was love related.
Maybe stop messing with the evil magic.
What are you talking about? I looked. She's fine. There's nothing there.
Let's get out of here. Like, now.
What are we going to do with the principal?
We're gonna bring him.
All right.
What are you doing with the other body that you have busted up and broken and left on the floor?
Is there still a body? Is there still that skin stuff strung up?
No, all of the other insidious pieces of skin and things that you found on your first foray are nowhere to be found in the basement.
That's interesting. If we can't include the body, if there's no evidence of a crime here, then
I mean,
If
it
a
looks like
police
there's a
come-
crime now because there's a
yeah.
human body that's been beaten up and broken.
Yeah.
So if the police
Left
come
next to the
here,
crystal.
they're going to be looking for somebody who has a penknife that makes stab wounds of that size or something like that. won't
Yes.
they? And it's more likely to be pinned on us.
Well, currently that piece of evidence is in my leg, so I suggest we take it with us.
Okay. I shall try and carry the gooey body, and I'll leave Ollie and Beth to try and corral the prisoner.
Yeah. How does one quickly? I mean, I've cut myself before, so because urban explorer. So is there a check to like pull out the knife? I'm gonna stick it in my bag. Take a hanky, put it over it, like put my belt around it or whatever.
Yeah, we'll just do intelligence and medicine.
Is anyone actually good at that? Like, does anyone have more than a die?
I have 2 die.
Cool.
Does anybody have a first aid kit?
No,
Okay.
not
Don't be
here.
ridiculous.
Not
Why would we
here.
need a first aid kit?
Good
I'm sure
point.
I do at my safe place because the whole point of a safe place is it's a place where you can recuperate. Can Emmy roll? Because Emmy knows this stuff. Beth, what's your intelligence plus medicine?
2.
2. All right. So since Mark is wrangling a body, Beth, will you help me put some pressure on this so I don't leave any more blood?
Sure.
Roll it up, please.
That's 1 success.
All right. Yeah, and that's all you need. Yeah, you're able to pull the knife out and apply enough pressure that there's going to be a little blood that still trickles out. But overall, you contain it enough that then you can put a loose bandage around it until you can get access to a first aid kit to better treat that and keep it from getting worse.
Cool.
Probably
Yeah.
gonna need a couple stitches.
Yeah. Then we are going to have it drag these dudes back to our car.
Past the dog thing that can smell blood.
Whatever. I'm not convinced that's real. Maybe. And then pick up the drone on the way. And do our best
Absolutely.
to leave as little evidence as possible.
Yeah. As you all are going out to the car, I will let everybody roll me a wits and animal ken.
Okay. This is not a good one to voluntarily fail, Beth.
Fail.
1 success.
Oh, jeez. Where did it go? That's 1. That's 2. It's 3.
Ooh.
It's 4.
No.
4 successes.
Wow.
All 8s.
Cool.
Wow, go Beth. So Mark's obviously a little busy because he's carrying a whole body. Ollie and Beth are a little better able to see kind of what's going on. As you're going out to the car, you both see what looks like a huge dog run out from the bushes on the edge of the property and very quickly run away from you. And it appears to be running to the west. Just kind of quickly like down the street, and then it bolts through some yards and away.
Oh. Well, good.
Is it going directly west? Would Beth, looking at it, think that it might be following the trail of whatever she felt?
Potentially. It does seem to be moving in an almost unnaturally straight line.
Is the school directly west of here?
No, the school is southeast.
Okay. Is the active crime scene directly west of here?
No, that is more due east.
Huh.
Yeah, what strikes Ollie as weird is that, like, he seems, again, really big for a dog. Like, take a German Shepherd and add another, like, 50% to its body mass and its size. Like, this thing's huge, but it's also moving really quiet. Like, you're impressed by animals because that's what they do. Beth, you're pretty sure this is what you saw earlier.
Yeah, some sort of demon dog. Gross, but it's not messing with us. Let's GTFO.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get everybody in the car, and then where are you going? Where's our next scene?
Do we want to take a body to the clubhouse?
I mean, I think we can leave it in the car. I don't think we need to haul it up, but it's not going anywhere.
So if I think we also get a med kit and they'll respond in the clubhouse because
Yeah, I would say, and well, you tell me, Erthos. With the safe space, the whole point is that it's a place to like recuperate, and it's equipped for like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that as an urban explorer's safe place, it's got necessary things to treat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is your place to go to get away from society and keep you safe from the stuff that you're normally used to.
Cool.
So it's fortified with whatever Ollie would fortify it with.
Yeah, it doesn't have like an alarm system or anything like that, but it's hard to get to and reasonably secure one point of access or egress. So unless you're a parkour person, because then you can do all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, let's haul. Is there in my urban exploring, is there a spot that would be relatively easy to get to that we could stash the dead guy? Just in case something happens and someone searches the car.
Yeah. Your safe space is in not exactly like a rundown part of town, but it's adjacent to a building that has been abandoned for a while. So like nobody really goes onto like this half of this formerly like commercial industrial block.
Okay.
So yeah, you could totally just like stash a body like in the rafters or in an old busted up piece of drywall.
Cool.
No problem.
Yeah, we'll find a spot. I'll take a still of his face.
Yeah, that works.
I try to like make it look like he's just unconscious. You know? Like just like ignore the fact that the neck is all at the wrong angle. Just and do we recognize the dude or lady who's dead?
No, none of you recognize this person at all.
Okay.
Even Mark and Beth, who've been, involved in the education system in the area, don't recognize this person as anybody related to any of the school districts in the area.
Cool.
before we leave the body, can I just quickly pat him down for a wallet or something?
Good idea.
Yes, you pat them down. You find a wallet with about $37 in cash, but you don't find any identifiable information on them. There's no credit cards. There's no ID. There isn't even a library card in the wallet. It's just cash.
I mean, on a teacher's salary, $37 is
A lot. Yeah.
Are there car keys?
There are no car keys.
That's interesting. Anyway, back to the safe house, I believe.
Yeah, I will put him at the bottom of a flight of stairs, and then pull some. Like, there's a rickety, like steel staircase that's like partially rusted, and I'll take him, and with Mark's help, kind of like take him to the last couple of steps, and then just sort of throw him down. And there's a standing similarly rickety shelf unit with just some like construction supplies and storage on it, and then we'll just kind of pull that in on top of him to make it look like cursory examination in case someone finds it while we're hiding. It looked like this person was down here for some reason, fell, broke their neck, and then this stuff fell down on them. Just
Absolutely.
in case. And gloves, so no fingerprints.
Sounds good.
And then we'll climb up to my little loft and have a nice little conversation with our principal.
Yeah. And I actually need to take a quick 5 minute here. So let's come back, and then we'll come back after the break, and we'll have that conversation, and we'll have at least a couple more scenes after that.
Cool.
Okay, look.
Back
See
to
you
sec.
later.
And we're back.
All right, and we come back to see Ollie and Mark and Beth and the high school principal in Ollie's safe space. The principal still looking very uncomfortable and pained from his injured arm, as Ollie and Mark and Beth presumably have some questions for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got him tied to a chair. Perhaps a rope looped around his shoulders to the back rather than on his actual injured arm.
Okay.
And around his legs too.
Yeah, I've got a full kind of like recording area set up, which includes a couple of like spinny chairs. So we've got him in a spinny chair and are just like spinning him around. You better keep talking. We're gonna spin you forever.
Also, like to note that Beth probably has her rapier out.
Yep.
As you're spinning him, you hear him just like moaning in what sounds like pain, but it also is the kind of moan you would hear if somebody has like something stuffed in their mouth.
Is his tongue gone? I'm gonna stop him and pry his mouth open.
Yes, it appears that his tongue has been cut out. And it does look somewhat recent because it hasn't healed.
But he's been involved for a long time. He built a secret room in his school.
Ollie found a secret room in the basement of the school. Yeah.
So things must be coming to a head for whatever. Well, they were doing a magic ritual, weren't they? They must have believed that it was the last magic ritual they would ever need.
I mean, it's your friend who understands how this stuff works.
Yes. I'm beginning to regret that we didn't take pictures or anything of it. Do you think your cameras could have picked up during the fighting, Ollie?
Possibly. Let's. First of all, I got that shot in the window, and we'll see if like there was a third ghostly figure to make that ring, and then see what else the cameras picked up.
Yeah, you don't see any third ghostly figure in the ring. What your camera does pick up that you didn't see is what appeared to be like some leaves being blown around in the circle while they were standing there. And Beth and Mark, you don't recall seeing or feeling or hearing the rustle of leaves in that basement room while you were all in there. So that was something that was only on the camera.
They must have been summoning a wood elf. I would like to get a pen and paper for our prisoner.
Yeah.
Sure.
How long have you been involved with this magic?
He very slowly scribbles out 2 years.
Where's Emily?
I don't know.
Did you threaten her?
No.
You didn't write the note. You're either going to be at my right hand or in my path.
What note? No.
Who did?
I don't know. His eyes now make him look confused.
Do you know who took Emily?
No, I didn't know Emily was gone.
Then why was the school shut down?
I shut the school down so I could complete my task.
You mean the murder room in the basement with all the blood?
He looks at you and he looks super confused. And he says, "What murder room?" And he draws multiple question marks.
Yeah. In the basement of the school is a room covered in blood. Looks like multiple people have been murdered there.
He writes out, "I don't know what you're talking about."
What is your task?
To open the door.
For whom? Who gave you your task? So really 2 questions. Who gave you the task, and for what are you opening the door?
He writes out, "The red one and for the spirits."
So the red one is the one who you took your instructions from, and you're trying to open the door for spirits. Is one of them a big dog? Spirits.
He shakes his head no.
So you're trying to tell me that you have no idea about the murder room, and that you're just innocently down here. Who cut out your tongue?
I did.
Yo, that's messed up, bro.
He writes out, "Part of my orders."
Is the red one a human?
There seems to be like a weird pause, like the principal is actually thinking about how to answer that. And he writes out, "I don't know."
So your job is to protect the kids that are in your care. And instead, you take creepy ass instructions, including cutting out your own damn tongue, from some creature you don't even know if it's a human.
I'm not long for this world.
Were you involved in the other ritual that took place in that building?
At the mansion.
What other ritual? Question mark.
You were there.
I've got a picture. This one from before. With the piece of flesh with the runes drawn on it. Did you do that?
Not me.
Then who?
Was
Names. Everyone involved.
The only other than me that I know, you killed.
was that cleaned up before you arrived in the room in the basement?
We drew the ritual fresh.
So in between taking the photos, someone came in and cleaned it up, and then you guys came and drew it again.
How did you know our camera was there?
That's a good question.
The red one grants sight.
Well, use that site to tell us what else is going on.
My part to play is almost finished.
Where is the red one?
He slowly draws out the word Hamel, Hammel, and then you see him start to go limp.
Yeah. Let's Google that mess. Google Hamel. Google Juliet Hamel. Or Hamel and Juliet or whatever. couple of different.
There's Hamel Woods.
Mhm.
Oh,
And you notice that Hamel Woods are to the west of the mansion.
Jesus.
Is he dead or?
He is limp. I would need an intelligence and medicine to confirm if he is dead or not.
I think he's dead. I rolled a 1.
I got a 10,
Ooh.
luckily.
Explodes. See if you get another one.
Yeah, so you get another one, Mark. You can keep going.
And an 8.
2.
2 successes. Yeah, you take his pulse and you feel nothing.
Great.
I really wish that we had asked him what his connection to the other cultist was first.
I don't know.
I mean, now they're connected in death.
Yep.
Has he got his wallet and stuff on him as well? Or is he also just cash?
He does have his wallet.
Does he have car keys on him?
He does have car keys.
So perhaps he drove the other cultist with him when he arrived at the building. It's only a block from the school, so he could have walked if he wanted to. But we don't know where the other cultist came from.
Yeah, you don't recall there being another car outside the mansion, so wherever they parked the car, you're assuming they probably carpooled together and then walked from the car to the mansion.
If they're longtime friends, there won't be anything in the GPS, but we probably also check anyway, just in case.
Or does he have his phone on him?
He does not have a phone on him.
So, whoever is the mastermind of this is probably out in the woods right now. Maybe they have Emily. Because that was the person who was threatening Emily. The red one.
If there are two groups and the second group built the chamber beneath, did the ritual beneath the school in the hidden room, then there is a second person at the school who has access somehow.
Yeah, maybe the red one is another employee at the school.
Or it's a rival group.
Yeah. My sense is that the principal and whoever this other dude was were just like lackeys. So the mastermind is out there. Should we just go kill them?
Beth, do you have any insight into the other authorities at the school? Do you have anybody in mind?
Not really. I mean, the janitor could be suspicious, possibly, but I don't know. They all seem okay, I guess. I mean, no one else has been suspicious.
I mean, the janitor article is interesting because he stopped you from investigating the first time, didn't he?
Yeah.
And there were janitorial supplies down there. In that kind of new construction area. The one that's now downstairs under all the stuff. We found the wallet. Did the wallet have an ID in it, or was it literally just a few?
It was just cash on the one at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. But Beth didn't recognize the face as someone that she's seen before in school.
No, that one doesn't look familiar to any of the three of you. And as you're walking around, kind of pacing and kind of talking out loud, you all hear what sounds like wind picking up and swirling around inside your safe house.
Not good. Well, if the wind is inside the safe house, then presumably there's some room where it's loudest. I'd like to go look for that.
I mean, it's all one kind of room.
Right.
Yeah, it seems to be focused around the body of the principal.
Quick, grab a camera.
Oh yeah. And then cast it to a monitor so we can actually watch what the camera's seeing, not just what our eyes see.
Yeah. As you're seeing it, you also hear what sounds like the honestly unmistakable sound of fabric being cut roughly. And as you're all watching, you see cut marks and blood start coming from the principal's chest through his robe. And you're seeing it with your eyes as well as on camera. And it says, "I am waiting." And you can all give me resolve and composure checks.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I hate it even more.
I rolled 6 times. I failed 6 times.
Oh no. Well, we have boons.
I rolled twice and succeeded once. I think.
You only need one success to succeed.
Yeah,
Never mind.
rolled 6 and succeeded
That's a
once.
60.
All right. If you did not have at least one success, you are now shaken.
Cool. I can't read dice.
After the words are scrawled and the slowly congealing blood stops spelling out the message, the wind dies down.
I don't think we'll be able to hide this one underneath the staircase and make it look innocent.
Yeah. This one's going in the quarry.
Or in Hamel Woods. We can dump him as we go.
Yeah. Are there any structures in the woods? Like old abandoned cabins or...
Not that you're aware of. Hamel Woods is about 440 acres of wetland and forest on the west side of town.
Great.
You know that there is, like, a couple hundred years back, there was an old mill there, but you don't know if there's any actual standing buildings. So it might just be, foundations.
Yeah.
But you don't know because you haven't gone deep into the Hamel Woods because it's not an urban area.
Great.
Just adjacent to.
Great. All right. So should we Blair Witch this thing?
Sure.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
So with the first aid, did I recover any?
Yeah, so with the first aid, that helps basically turn your one of your lethal into bashing damage.
Okay.
Otherwise, the lethal damage will just take time.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
Mark, your bashing at this point has recovered.
both of them.
Yep.
So at this point, our options are search for the car, meet up with our contact who knows about magic, try and search the school a third time to find the janitor, or go to Hamel Woods, or try and see if we can do anything about the ongoing police situation. Actually, can we turn on the TV and see if the ongoing situation is still ongoing?
Yeah, you don't see any news coverage on TV. But we'll say that Ollie also has a radio tuned into the police scanner frequencies.
Yeah.
Probably useful when you're exploring. And it does sound like there's a small detail still assigned to that neighborhood. It doesn't sound like they have it roped off, but they are monitoring who's going in and out of the area. Because that was earlier in the night. Now you're closer to 11:30 midnight-ish, so it's probably been about 3-4 hours.
So, get a hold of Jonathan, find out what's going on, find out any additional information, potentially drone the neighborhood. If there are fewer of them, like if they've gotten rid of the snipers, they don't have people stashed in the backyards anymore, we might be able to get more intel. We still don't have months to train cats to sneak in and... Sorry, Beth.
They're at home, though.
I mean, we can bring a carload of cats and just let them loose and see what happens.
I mean, there is a dog, so it could be useful, actually.
It's true. It's true. Do you want to go swing by your house, Beth, and pick up all your cats?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that.
Obviously, when we pick them up in the morning, there would only be one or two less, but...
Right.
I have little GPSs that go onto each of them, like onto their collar, and I can track them on my phone. It's totally fine and normal that normal people do when they have like 5,000 cats.
Yeah.
Totally normal.
Well, so the real question is, are we just gonna keep going for broke? Or are we gonna try to be smart?
We could certainly do a drone overflight of Hammerwoods, right? Look for any clearings or buildings or something like that. And then we can make a more informed decision.
Yeah. I mean, probably not a detailed search, but we could certainly see if there are any lights out in the woods. It's probably better than trying to figure out what's going on with that neighborhood. Because my guess is there's probably dead people. Well, we know that there are dead people.
If the police are making note of people who are going in or out of the neighborhood, then you could probably sneak in.
Yeah. But I mean, what we're going to find is creepy dead people. Like, we know that. Like, they've already searched it for any active, like, suspects. There's no one there. There's dead bodies that we can assume they've actually removed those. So at best we might find another ritual site or something that just isn't going to tell us anything. And if we already know where the main hub is, the question is, do we try to get reinforcements and help, or do we just head over to the woods and see what happens?
I mean, at this point, we've got two dead bodies on our hands. Reinforcements might not go well for us. I think we should go for the woods.
Jeez.
Can Beth do a detour to stop by her house and pick up like 10 cats and then swing over to the coffee shop and grab people coffee and meet back up at the woods?
It's a little late for the coffee shop.
Isn't there like a gas station?
Probably so. Probably so.
Oh yeah, you could totally hit a gas station. Yeah.
Did when we found out about the police scanner, did we also find out if the police moved on to the crime scene we reported, or is that still dead silence?
It sounds like there's some police in that neighborhood, but because it's Halloween weekend, they're not going into the mansion. They're just making sure that kids aren't, causing mischief.
Got it.
So let's split up and meet up at the woods with several cats.
All right. I'm gonna record and upload a video.
Okay. What
But set
video
it-
are you uploading?
But it's just a shot of me. and I'm going to set it to like a 48-hour delay. Should I do 24 or 48? I think 24, just in case. And just with the mask, with the mask on. Hey fam. But basically just laying it out. It's like the principal was involved in some sort of weird spooky mojo. There are like people going around killing people, cutting off pieces of their body. It's real spooky and weird. There's full-on cult situation here in Juliet. I'm recording this in advance. If this makes it to publication, something has happened to me and my friends, you need to go out and search the woods, because we're going to go out there and take a look now and see if we can stop them from killing any more people. Basically just giving the rundown of any and all evidence that we have, but setting it to publish. Basically, if something goes wrong with us, then there'll be some sort of record.
Yeah, absolutely. And then everybody's going to a different location, so everybody's going to have an individual scene. Am I following that correctly? Just making sure.
Yes.
We're flat splitting up. Jeez.
When we drove over to the mansion, it was in my car. So when we brought the body back, it was also in my car. So the new body ought to go into my car. And I hate all of you.
Well, yeah, we'll wrap him up in a piece of plastic so he doesn't ruin your fine Corinthian leather.
All right. Then as we have a little cut scene here from the safe house as everybody kind of goes off their own ways, we'll go and we'll do our scene with Mark first. Mark, where are you going? What are you hoping to accomplish?
I am going to try and meet up with my contact, whose name I've entirely forgotten.
Jonathan, right?
Jonathan, yes. I know where he lives, right? I'm going to just knock on his door. It's 4 a.m. or whatever, but I'm going to give it a go. And I'm going to be taking with me footage of the second ritual. This is Ollie's combat footage and through his window, so it might be a bit shaky, but I'm hoping that he can identify it.
Sure. You get over there, you knock on his door, and it takes a little while. Like, you end up pounding pretty hard. Like, you see the door rattle because you got some adrenaline from the situation still going through your veins.
Some of my clothing still has a buzz on it because I haven't changed since.
Yeah, and Jonathan answers it, and he's like, Jesus, what the hell happened to you?
I don't have time to complain, to explain. I need you to look at some footage for me. So I barge into his house, past him, and pull out the camera and start playing it almost immediately.
Okay, yeah, he starts, complaining briefly, and then starts watching the footage, and you can see, like, his mouth both go completely slackjaw, and then it just closes, and you see his entire expression change to one of almost like steely resolve. Like, it almost seems like going from what is this nonsense to, oh shit, this is a real thing, this is the real deal, what's going on. And when you see that change in him, I also want you to give me a wits and empathy. No, I'm sorry. Wits and expression.
Do I get to add my specialty in piano?
No, for the piano, but I will let you add one because you know Jonathan pretty well. Like, you've been sparring buddies for a long time.
And 7-star successes, yeah?
Yeah. One success counts as a success.
So that's 5 successes.
5 successes. Ooh. Awesome. Exceptional. So as you are watching these kind of changes in his body language and his expression, you also catch out of the corner of your eye what appears to be a deep emerald green flickering like behind his head and like over his shoulder. And you can't answer why, but he seems resolved in a way you have never seen him. Like you two have gotten ready for boxing matches and stuff before, and there's that whole like, hey, it's go time, I gotta get ready to go, I gotta get in the right headspace to make this happen. His body language is something different. Like his body language to you looks like he is a soldier getting ready for battle.
Tell me, do you know what the ritual was?
Yeah, they've opened a door, and things are going to happen now that I don't think you are going to be ready for.
And you're connected to somebody who is ready.
Give me, depending on how you want to present yourself, whether you're trying to do this kind of through force of words or through the choice of your words. I'll let you choose presence or manipulation, and then persuasion. And I'm going to give you a -1 on this check.
You can always spend willpower for 3 extra die.
You can always spend willpower.
I got a 10, which exploded into a 10, which turned into a 6. So 2.
All right. Yeah, you convince him that he can trust you with whatever side of him you have never seen before in 2 years. And he moves his hand in a way you haven't seen him move it, and it's super subtle. Like it's almost like he's grasping and fidgeting with something in his hand. And he says, "Let me show you. I want you to hit me as hard as you can."
I wallop him.
Yeah, go ahead and make that brawl and strength check. And I'll even give you a +2 on this roll. Because he's just completely opening himself. Like he is like, I want you to just lay into me. Go for it.
All failures.
Oh, no. But then again, maybe it's the magic or whatever he's using.
Maybe. And yeah, so you go in and you just like all body into your punch, and your fist stops like 3 inches from his face. And you see just this radiant wall of green shimmering energy in front of him. And it just stops your hand. Like it's not even like hitting concrete. It'd be like hitting a wall of water. Like you can feel the resistance that doesn't hurt you, but it absolutely stops all of your momentum. And Jonathan says, "I'm here in Joliet as a warden. Something is coming. And I don't think you are prepared to deal with it."
I think that if anybody finds out about this, they will be able to connect it to me. And if I want to come out of this alive, I had better put this to bed properly.
Okay. Well, I'm coming with you. Give me a few minutes to grab some stuff. Do you have any idea where this door is?
We are going to be meeting up at a location. I have an idea. I'm not going to tell him where it is, though. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he says, "Give me a few minutes. Let me grab a bag real quick, and go ahead and grab yourself a sandwich or something out of the fridge. You're probably going to want to eat first, and then we'll cut from that scene and we'll go to Beth. Beth, what are you doing? What is your intention?
So my intention is to get a few, like 5 to 10 cats that are combat ready, because I've trained my cats to do things such as like stalk the night and murder. It's fine. They have their own little like cat door, but it's not on the ground floor. It's like on like the second floor of the house, because cats are agile and can jump up. It also like stops, random intruders, because like it's not in a place that can be seen from the outside. Like a normal person walking down the street or walking behind the house for some random reason wouldn't be able to see it. Like maybe a couple of squirrels got in and then discovered that it was a bad idea and ran out. But yeah. Also, she has like automatic feeders, so they don't go hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. You can round up. We'll say 7 cats.
True. Beth will get them ready and put on like their little vests that has like a little box that's the GPS, and it like little ping pops up on her phone, so it's like, this is Atlas, he's like a purple color, and then there's Russet, that's a yellow color, then there's Sprout, that's a blue color, and whatnot.
Excellent.
Yeah. She'd also like probably grab a snack from the kitchen, and then like her cats are trained enough to like just hop into the car. Like you open the door and they just hop in. No need for carriers or anything, and then drives off to the nearest gas station, picks up some gas station coffee for the crew. And because they didn't discuss which entrance, because apparently there's multiple entrances to the trail, she'll go to the dog park, because they saw a dog, and that's the closest entrance from her house. And it should only take about like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So we see Beth get her cats ready, put on some vests and items that most sane people don't put on their cats. Go and grab some typical gas station coffee in a carrier, and get in their car and head off. And we kind of see Beth pull up to the dog park, and then we split and cut over to Ollie. Ollie, what are you doing? What is your intention?
So yeah, I have taken the time to super glue my wound, bind it up, do a little bit of like stretching and stuff like that so I don't have a sore, so my parkour abilities are not impaired. And then I mean, I don't have really anything to do other than, I guess I could head over in the general direction, and we've got phones.
Yeah.
So I can have coordinated with Beth. So like, okay, she's gonna get her cats and go to the dog park, whatever. I will let Mark know that we're gonna meet at the dog park, and then I'll head over that direction, find a secure location, and then do a drone overflight and see if I can see any like flickering of torchlight or something else out in the woods.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a. We'll just do like intelligence and computer.
Okay. One success.
Excellent. Yeah, you fly your drone over the woods, and overall it looks exactly as you'd expect it to. Nothing crazy. You do see what appears to be an old mill site. The roof is caved in, but it does seem to be like the remnants of an old building, pretty deep in the woods along the river, and you're guessing a couple miles from that is what appears to be a strange red smoke.
I don't like that. On my battered MacBook Pro, I'll pull up like a Google map or whatever.
Yep.
Of the woods, and then just kind of plot like, okay, this is where we need to go. If there are any, because I assume there are trails and stuff through the woods, just trying to kind of map out the best way for us to go to get there.
Yep. Yeah, you map it out, and the way most trails do through wooded areas, they're kind of circuitous and they kind of loop in on each other a little bit. So there's one direct path that'll get you in the vicinity of where that red smoke appears to be in about probably 35 minutes if you're walking at a slow pace. I mean, if you were running or jogging, you could get there a lot faster from the dog park. And then there's a little bit longer route that would take probably about 45 minutes. So there are a couple different paths you could go to get there if you're following the trail. If you go off the trail and you try and go through the woods and the marsh, you could probably get there in a more direct fashion, but it may or may not actually be faster.
Yeah, I think it's faster is better.
Okay. And as Ollie is then kind of going through and plotting all that on his computer and kind of like marking out what's going to be the most efficient way to get there, is when we see Beth pull up to the dog park, and shortly after that we do see Mark and Jonathan roll up as well. As Jonathan gets out of the car, you all notice that he is no longer wearing just like normal street clothes. He seems to be wearing a dark green, almost black vest. Ollie, it looks almost like a karate gi, almost, in that it has some like it's very loose fitting, but it does appear to have some reinforcement in the fabric along the shoulders and along the chest and thighs. Like, it definitely looks like if somebody was wearing a karate outfit and going into battle, for sure. But nothing that otherwise you've ever seen before.
But no obvious weapons.
No obvious weapons at all. He is as armed as Mark is. Bare fists and some comfortable shoes.
I can take him. I just need to get him into a ring, and then one day. So, Beth, where do you think you want to release your cats? Or do you want to go into the woods and then release them closer to where Ollie thinks the target area is?
Yeah, why do we have cats? Is a better question.
Because they're smart and have sharp I don't know. Yep. I wanted to bring cats.
Yeah.
We can map them on GPS and record where they start to congregate and where they just move through quickly.
We can certainly see when the GPS trackers go dark. That could be a good sign. So you just open up your back door and the cats just scatter because they're cats. Just wow.
They're going hunting.
Okay, so the cats are gone. Cool. Maybe some of them follow you. Who knows?
Yeah, Atlas definitely follows.
Okay.
All right. Everybody is out. Ollie shows everybody the three different routes. He's like, we can go this way. It's kind of like the most straightforward trail. This trail will get us there, take a little longer, but it's a little less obvious. Or we can just kind of hoof it on foot off trail, and we might have to go through the marsh and find our own way through a little bit, but it might be faster.
Beth, how confident do you feel going through the marsh? You're muted.
Very.
Yeah, let's stick to the trails. It's probably dumb, but we can't do anyone any good if we get stuck in a marsh. And there's probably leeches and stuff. Ooh,
Oh, totally leeches, yeah.
gross.
And it won't be warm because it's Halloween weekend, so it's probably like 45 degrees out.
Yeah, it's a really good way to get pneumonia.
Yes. So are you looking at the straightforward trail or the slightly roundabout but maybe sneakier trail?
If the sneakier one isn't like an order of magnitude longer.
Not an order of magnitude. Like if you were going at like a casual walking pace, you're guessing it'd probably be an extra like 10 minutes
Okay.
of walking.
That's acceptable.
All right. Everybody goes along that path. Is there any additional questions or information or dialogue that happens with Jonathan as you're walking?
Yeah, bro, what's up? First of all, you some sort of like Merlin or something? Like, is this like, oh, and I'm an ancient order of mystic protectors and I guard the universe from, whatever. Like, you might want to tell us what's actually going on. It could be helpful. Did he tell you about the dude getting like words written on his chest after he died, and they cut their own tongues out, and they're like, oh, we don't really know what's going on, but someone told us to get our tongues out, so we did, and I died, and then someone wrote, I'm waiting on my chest. Ugh.
So as like you're saying all of it, he's ready to say like, actually yes, and then you start talking about this dude dying and stuff getting written down, and he looks at Mark and he's like, dude, that would have been a good opener instead of just like pushing into my house and showing me a friggin' camera footage.
I needed to know what was happening. There wasn't a lot of time.
Yeah, to be fair, this whole situation's a lot, so... But anyway, yeah, still...
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, that is a lot. So what I'm going to tell you is complicated. So let's just say that everything you know about the world is true, but also wrong. There's another world of existence superimposed on our own, and I have ways of leveraging that world whose rules and laws supersede the ones that we know.
So like magic, basically. So you're a wizard.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. That might be an easy way to understand it.
But who taught you? Who are you connected to?
My order is called the Adamant Arrow.
Nerd.
And who do you think?
If that's the worst you got to throw at me, I think I'll be fine.
Are there any other orders in Illinois?
There are, but none of the orders that I have contact with are going to try and do any kind of summoning ritual like what you stumbled on.
We believe that this ritual is being organized by somebody called the Red One. Would that be a famous person in your community?
No, I don't know of anybody who would identify themselves as the Red One.
So it's not like Voldemort or something.
No.
Okay.
No mage I know of is that. Okay, I take that back. I know a couple who are that narcissistic, but nobody calls themselves the Red One. I mean, they're at least creative with their names.
So are we going to die?
I mean, I hope not. I mean, I got shit I'd like to do. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just going to get up there and you're going to do your magic mojo Harry Potter nonsense and it's going to fix stuff, right?
I mean, I'm not really one to fix a whole lot. I'm going to try and hopefully protect you from whatever comes through whatever door they opened.
Okay. So, Beth, that means when we get to the red mist area, your job is to stab people a lot, not fiddle with candles.
Okay.
Right? And throw cats at people, I don't care, but we're about taking these people down.
Okay.
Beth sounds pretty excited at the idea of being very violent.
I was going to say,
Yes.
you can mash them and escallop them. You could even julienne them if you'd like.
Lovely.
And as we're going through the trail and getting there, if everybody can give me a wits and animal ken. Because I know Ollie loves that check.
I missed.
There is a minor boon out there.
I was going to say, what'd you get there, Beth, or else I'll use the minor boon. Because I did get a 7.
Oh, jeez.
I think Beth has a number of dots
Yeah.
in animal
I
ken.
was going to say. So roll it up, Beth, and if you don't make it, one of us will use the minor boon.
Well, if Beth doesn't make it, each of her cats can roll.
4 successes.
Okay, yeah.
1 was a 10, and it went into a 9, so
Lovely.
it's 4.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, as you're walking down the trail, Beth, you do smell the not uncommon but unusual scent of like a wet dog. And looking at your GPS, you notice that one of your GPS trackers is no longer working.
Not russet.
Oh, no.
So how far away was this?
About 300 feet.
Yo, Jonathan, so mystical, magical, giant dog thing, spirit, conjuration, magic, something? Got something to deal with that?
I mean, it could be, but I mean, there's plenty of things that you would not consider normal outside of spirits and magic.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, there's a big dog magic thing. If it comes for us, can you handle it?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay, cool.
We saw a leafy spirit type wind thing.
All right.
Is that a spell or a person or something else?
Probably a spell. Most spells manifest in some way to show that they are, interacting with the realm as you know it. So most likely whatever gate or door was being opened was probably a wilderness area in the other realm. So you were seeing that interaction.
So this other realm that's superimposed on us, does it have towns and cities inside it?
Oh, absolutely. It actually looks almost identical to ours, but
But
the
there,
different rules apply there.
but there are wilderness areas where there's a city.
Gates and transitions between our two worlds don't have to be in the same spot. So this is a crude way to describe it, but what is Joliet over here, that door could open in Florida on the other side. They don't have to be the exact same geographical location within the two realms.
Does any of that matter? Like in this moment?
In this moment, not really.
Okay, cool. I mean, Ollie's up to here with all this.
Oh yeah,
nonsense.
Ollie's like surrounded by things outside of technological things that he's comfortable with. He is so done with this.
Time turners and unicorns and all that other nonsense. No, thank you. Let's just go out and beat the crap out of people. If we live, we can have a great conversation about what reality is really like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, we got a big dog following us, probably eating cats. And we've got the red one, master up front that we're going to have to go stab or kill or something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The dog hasn't attacked us yet, apart from the cats. But it knows we're coming. And if it's connected as a red one, then the red one knows we're coming.
Sure.
So we might as well go for full speed and go in there quickly, rather than try and stealth around when they already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pull out a crowbar.
Okay. Mark, do you have any weapons or anything that you're going in with, or are you just bare-fisting it?
Had I had another day, I might have tried to sew some horseshoes into boxing gloves or something. But unless I see something on the trail, I'll probably just go in barefoot fist.
Do you need a knife? I got a knife.
I think it would actually be worse with a weapon, because I've got my boxing specialty, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, boxing, you'll be using brawl. If you have any kind of weapon, you'd be using weaponry.
Oh yeah, I'm much better at boxing then.
Okay. Yeah, so we cut forward in time about 15 minutes to everybody kind of coming to their destination on the trail. And as you're walking closer, you see a fog kind of creating as the hours are coming closer to dawn. And we're feeling, and you're all not quite oppressed, but you're getting that weird clammy feeling of the additional moisture in the air walking through the wetlands. As it is still very cold, but the sun is thinking about rising. And as we're doing so, we see the fog and the morning mist rising off the ground, and you're seeing a strange red coloring to it. Like, it's not even like a light so much as the mist itself looks red as you're walking into it. And as we go a little further and a little deeper along the trail, you do start to see the unmistakable flickering of a fire, and you hear the noticeable chanting coming from within the mist.
Of many voices.
One voice.
Is it a girl voice?
It is not a girl voice. It is masculine, but it is also very deep-throated.
Okay. So not Emily, probably.
If it is Emily, all of you would be surprised.
Yeah.
Jonathan, were you telling the truth when you said you didn't know anything about Emily?
I know that Emily is also a mage.
Well, someone threatened her and sent her a note that said that she had a choice to either be at their side or be in their way. And then she has now disappeared.
Well, most of us try to conceal our identities from the populace. So if somebody's realized that she is a mage and what she's capable of, clearly they either want her help or they want her out of the way because they know that she would stop that.
Is she the type that would help this mess?
Not in my recollection.
So she's either in hiding or dead.
Was
Probably.
she a member of the community or affiliated with anyone?
She was one of the other orders. So her and I don't interact that often unless, honestly, she finds something that she knows is going to be useful to myself or the adamant.
But she had friends that she might have been able to flee to.
Yeah, she might have been able to get out of here. But it's hard to say. I mean, she was still very young, and I don't know how strong her powers are at this point.
Maybe we'll find out after we stop whatever this world-ending conspiracy is.
I mean, I'd like to find out. I like Emily.
Yeah. Stop end of world first, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Of course. And you keep moving forward, and as you do, you can see facing you a large gentleman, burly and well built, probably around like 6'3", standing in front of a small iron brazier, flames leaping a couple feet out of it, chanting. He's wearing a deep maroon cloak, hood down, and you can hear him chanting. And his chanting, you're not hearing it so much as you're feeling it in your bones. Like, it just kind of, his words are evocative and making your entire body shiver and the hair stand up on the back of your neck. And as you get closer and you can see what he looks like and the flames rising, you see the flames actually start to dance in kind of a sick mimicry of his cadence, of his chanting. And as they're doing so, the flames themselves are rising and jumping out of the brazier, and they start to grow and take the shape of a very large bear.
All right, Dumbledore, that's your cue. Are there trees nearby?
There's a lot of trees nearby.
Cool. I will hop up, 35 feet into a tree without a check. You guys distract him. And then I'll try to... I'll hop up in a tree and then wait until something happens with the intent of kind of hopping around and then getting the jump on him.
Okay, so Ollie's going to try and kind of circle around and get a jump on the mage. Mark, what are you intending to do?
I am presumably wearing some sort of jacket. Let's call this a leather jacket for the sake of it.
Sure.
Because I'm cool and stylish. But it can be anything else if you like.
No, I like leather jacket. That's good.
I'm going to be taking that off, and I'm going to be trying to use this as a fire blanket on the bear thing.
Okay.
On the actual brazier itself that the bear's emerging from.
Got it. Okay. Beth, what is your intention?
Stab.
Seems smart. I like it.
Sure. Are you going to try and stab the giant fire elemental bear thing or the mage behind the brazier?
The mage behind the brazier.
Okay. And Jonathan will kind of ready himself to fight the giant bear thing.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
All right. Everybody go ahead and roll me a d10 for this combat.
Single D10.
Got a 9.
Plus anything?
Yeah, it'll be plus your initiative mod.
Oh, plus the initiative modifier. Okay.
Yes.
Which is
That would be
Yeah,
6 then.
Yeah, that still gives Mark a pretty good number.
Dex and Composure.
Yep.
Close to 12.
Okay.
What?
So you roll a d10, and then you're just adding your dexterity and your composure.
13? Nine
Plus,
9 plus dex and composure is so it's 9 plus 4 is
yeah,
13. Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so it's gonna go Beth, then Ollie, then our foe, followed by Jonathan and Mark.
Cool.
All right, Beth, you get to act first. So you are walking forward. You see the flames step out of this brazier and start taking the form of this just massive bear, standing up on its hind legs, 8.5, 9 feet tall, but completely built of flame.
How big is the burly man compared to me?
He's a good, like, 6'2", 6'3". I mean, he looks like a stereotypical lumberjack, but clean shaven, and like there seems to be just this shadowy mist around him.
Like to stab his back area, where the spine is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of close and give him a good stab and make him stop. Okay, go ahead and give me a strength and weaponry at a. Well, let's see. Let me check his defense first. All right, so strength and weaponry at a -6.
Ooh, jeez.
And again, you can use a point of willpower to give yourself 3 extra dice.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. This is that's 3 successes.
All right, 3 successes. Yeah, you stab him. You miss the spine a little bit, but you do stab him in the back, and he takes 3 points of lethal damage. Ollie.
Yep, I am for sure spending a point of willpower.
Okay.
Can I get a die for attacking from above? Jumping down on him?
Sure.
Higher ground advantage.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not looking up when he's getting stabbed in the back.
Right. 1, 2, 3. 3.
All right. And is that with your fist, or is that using the crowbar?
That's Krav Maga because I'm better with that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
So
3 points.
so I'll just jump down, like on his shoulders, and then just start, just a flurry of neck shots. Like I figure if I can stop him from chanting. So one of those, a little bit of what's her name, Black Widow.
Oh, sure.
Hop around and just pow, 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 and then do a flip around and then take a fighting stance next to him.
Yeah, just kind of quick disable and then get ready for a riposte.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so you hit him solid, and he does spin around, now bleeding from the back a little bit. And you notice that as he spins around, so too does the giant bear of flame.
How dare.
And the mage himself is going to attempt to attack Ollie, and then the bear is going to close in on Beth.
How dare you?
And Ollie, you have
7.
You said a 7 on your defense?
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I'm going to use that Major Bane to give him an extra die.
How dare you?
All right, he spins around and he actually pulls out a small hatchet and swings it at you and connects solidly with your arm for 3 points of lethal damage.
Okay. Ow.
Yeah, you are not feeling great at all. And then our mystical bear of flame closes in on Beth and goes to swipe as well. Beth, what is your defense?
5.
Okay.
Or wait, no, it's 6. Sorry. I read the wrong line.
All right. Beth manages to dodge out of the way slightly of the flames, but strange claws do kind of scratch against your chest and your arm, and it hurts in a way that you've never hurt before. It's not like being burned by even like a flaming hot poker. It feels like the flames and the heat are penetrating into your bones when it does so. You actually are going to be taking 2 points of aggravated damage.
Ooh, what's that?
So aggravated damage is almost like a spiritual damage. So within the system mechanics, lethal damage, like a stab wound, you'll heal 1 point over the course of a week. Aggravated damage would be like a month.
Ooh.
With care.
Ooh. No, sweet bueno.
And that then takes us to Jonathan and Mark. Jonathan casts a spell, and Mark, you can see what appears to be a bright green shield kind of manifest in front of Mark, and then a long spear in his other hand, and he closes with the bear, but is unable to engage immediately. What are you doing?
I am going to be putting out the brazier, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a... Let's do a dexterity and athletics.
Okay. I would like to use 1 point of willpower and that major boon as well
Ooh.
to give me 4 more die.
Yeah, that'll be 4 more dice. Go for it.
A single success.
All right, a single success. You get your jacket on top of the brazier. You can still feel heat beneath it, but you're no longer seeing the flames jumping above the jacket. You're hopeful that if you can maintain this, it will end the spell itself. That takes us back to Beth. You still have this very large bear bearing over top of you.
Kill the dude, kill the dude, kill the dude, kill the dude, stab the dude. In the face. Twice.
Can I attempt to impale the guy's face?
If you are specifically asking for a called shot on the face, you can, but that will be a penalty on your
Or
dice pool.
anywhere. Don't have to be the face.
Okay.
Stab him in the kidney. Go
I'd
for it.
like to stab the guy.
All right, going to stab the dude. His defense is 6. That'll be -6 on your dice pool.
I have to do math again. What was it again?
He has defense 6, so you get a -6, and it's going to be weaponry and strength for you.
Okay. This one. I'll spend another willpower to gain 3 dice.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that's 1. Oh, that's good. Hold up.
1 success.
3 success.
All right, 3 successes. Yeah, you stab him good, and he is bleeding profusely, but still standing. It does look like he has some kind of supernatural vitality, as you do. Ollie.
All right. I'm also spending another will because I would like to hit this guy. Four.
4. Yeah, you pummel him. I'll let you describe what exactly you're doing, but you waste him.
Yeah, so he's a tall guy.
Yes, yeah, he's probably a good 4 inches taller than Ollie.
Cool. So downward thrust, kind of right below the belt. Not crotch, but kind of in the bladder area
Yeah.
to bring him down. Juke to the side, kick out his knee to bring him down further. Snake around behind the back of the head, and then bring it straight to the knee. And then as he's tumbled forward, tip of the elbow right on the cervical vertebrae.
Yeah, and you feel that crack as you come down with your elbow, and he drops. As he does, you feel a whoosh of air, and like it almost feels like everything around all of you is a big vacuum. And as that vacuum is sucking all the air out of the space, you feel your ears compress with the pressure, and you hear a pop. And as you do, the bear no longer appears to be wreathed in flame, but you can still see the very ghostly shape of a bear that is still very much aggressive towards all of you.
Gross.
Which then swipes again at Beth. One point of aggravated damage as it claws again at Beth, and its claws just kind of like tearing into your soul as it's doing so.
Rawr. Does
Jonathan,
Beth have a special move, like one of her cats leaps in between and sacrifices itself? Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I don't recall what merits Beth has. Maybe she does have a familiar that she could sacrifice.
Nope. I mean, I have resources.
Yeah, resources wouldn't work in combat. Jonathan closes and kind of stabs the bear in the back with his spear, and gets the bear to turn around and focus its ire on him. Mark, I'm assuming you are going to continue to try and snuff out the brazier.
Well, the bear is no longer on fire, right?
The bear is no longer on fire, but it is still existing within your realm.
So I'm going to gather mud and sludge off the floor and try and press it down on top of the jackets, and hopefully get it into any gaps, but in any case bury the entire thing so that even if the jacket does burn up, it will no longer be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you start doing that, and as you're doing it, you, like, out of the corner of your eye, and Ollie and Beth and everybody else can see this, it, like, as the mud and dirt is getting piled onto the jacket, the form of the bear seems to get smaller and almost like look like it's getting weighed down by a pressure on top, almost as if like if a child was like compressing a toy, Like that's kind of what it looks like for the spiritual bear. Beth, we're back to you. The bear now has its back to you as it has engaged Jonathan.
Did Jonathan do anything?
Yeah, Jonathan stabbed it in the back, and that got it
Yeah.
to turn around.
Okay.
So could a physical attack actually hurt it, or is it like just a magical stuff can hurt the magical bear?
You have no idea, but you know that that bear definitely hurt you. So, I mean, maybe the better question is, are you feeling violent right now? Do you want to engage in your vice? And continue
Yes.
being violent, even if it may not be constructive.
I would like to engage in the vice.
All right. Being violent. Continue being violent. And the bear only has an armor of 3. I'm sorry, a defense of 3. So you only have a -3 on your attack roll.
That's a 1. 1 success.
All right. 1 success. Your rapier stabs into what looks like a bear. And you do feel some resistance, but it feels different. It's almost as if you were stabbing into a big thing of jello. But it does look like the bear does not like being stabbed by your rapier. So you feel good about that. Ollie.
Yeah. So what happens when we hit 0 health? Do we just die, or is it like you're broken and stuff happens?
So if you are full of lethal damage, you are unconscious and bleeding out.
Okay.
And your lethal damage starts turning into aggravated damage.
Got it. So there's a chance to be saved. Okay.
There is a chance.
Okay. So I think what I would like to do. So that's a 3, 7, 4. Wait. Okay. Doing math here. I think what I would like to do is I'm going to use the major boon, because Ollie doesn't believe in this stuff necessarily, but he likes reading about it. Like, he's read a bunch of fantasy books, and he's read Tolkien, and he's read all that stuff. So he's decided that to use the boon to make a narrative thing happen. He decided that the blood of the master has some sort of mystical power. So he's going to take, and this guy's got stab wounds in him. So he's going to take both of his hands and just knife hand into a stab wound, get him all nice and bloody. And then we'll spend a point of willpower to full on attack the bear.
Yeah, go for it.
Hoping that that will help to turn whatever damage into something that will actually work against the bear. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Yeah, Ollie just lays into the bear, and Ollie does feel that having the master's blood on his hands kind of helps him connect more, and similarly, like, it almost feels like you're punching something between jello and actual flesh. Like, it doesn't respond the same, and it feels weird, but with all the adrenaline going through you right now, you can't give it a whole lot of conscious thought either.
Yeah.
The bear, despite the damage to its backside, continues paying attention to Jonathan.
Good. I mean, or Jonathan, but he's got like a magic shield and crap. He should be fine.
He does have a magic. Well, he did have a magic shield. The bear lays into Jonathan hard and comes down with its teeth and shatters the shield. And actually, Mark, you see Jonathan's hand that was holding the shield now floating disembodied where the bear's head is.
It ripped his arm off?
It basically bit through the shield and took off his hand.
Ooh, gross.
So like you can see this ghostly form of the bear, and you see the actual hand like floating in the bear's mouth.
So what I'm getting here is that I'm sure to win our next boxing match.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna win that next match because he's only got one hand. Unless
Wow.
he's gonna just like club you.
Wow. Keep doing what you're doing, Mark. We need to get this thing going.
Yeah, it is all you, Mark. Are you laying on more dirt? Are you continuing to smother it? Or are you doing something else?
Oh no, if it's getting smaller because of weight, then I am looking for the single biggest rock there is available, or a tree trunk or whatever.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me. We'll do occult and intelligence, and I'm going to give you +4 on this one.
We do have.
And everybody's giving you major boons to play with, too.
We got a major boon and a minor boon in case you need them.
So unskilled in mental skills is -3, right?
Yep.
And I have 1 intelligence, so I would be at.
Be one die.
Yeah, so that would basically be the -2 before you add in any willpower or boons or anything else. Yeah. And if you're still at 0 or less, you get 1 die.
But you got +4, so that would make it a net 2, right?
Yeah, net 2 before willpower and major boon if you want to use either of those.
I will use. How many willpower can I use at once?
You can use as many willpower as you want. So if you want to blast, 3 willpower, that's 9 extra dice on this roll.
I think I can use 2 willpower then.
Okay.
Can I use the major boon retrospectively?
Yeah, go for it.
As a reroll? Yeah. So we can keep that in reserve, but that would give you
that gives you
8 die without the boon. And then the boon would give you a chance to reroll. So you're probably going to be okay with that with 8 die. Fingers crossed.
Four successes.
Yeah, 4 successes. You continue to smother this brazier, and as you're like pushing down on this rock and all the dirt, it actually feels like as you're pushing through it, you get the impression that the brazier is deeper than it looks. Like you've got, like as you're pushing down up to almost your elbow to the top of the brazier, and from the outside, the brazier only looks like 3 inches deep. So it's like you're pushing into a space that doesn't deserve to be that big. But as you keep pushing, you also see the bear getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And as you push down, you feel a resistance with the rock. Go ahead and give me a strength and resolve.
All failures.
All failures.
We have a major boon. You can re-roll them.
You do have a major boon.
I'll use that, yeah.
Okay.
And that would be 4 successes.
Wow.
Flip the script, baby.
Way to go. Yeah, you feel this resistance and you just scream and push through it. And as you do, everybody sees the bear just like flatten into the dirt, and you hear another sickly pop and a rush of air as it disappears, and you see Jonathan's now severed hand fall to the ground.
Can Beth walk over, pick up the hand, and hand it to Jonathan and be like, Do you need a hand?
Can I punch Beth in the face?
Oh, absolutely. Go for it.
Too soon. I don't actually punch her in the face. It's like we should probably put that on ice and get it sewn back on. So Dumbledore, is this like it? Are we done? Are we good? Hospital time?
Definitely hospital time. We can figure out if the gate's actually closed or just, temporarily resolved.
You're
later.
real chill for just having your hand ripped off, dude.
It's like actively bleeding out while he's talking to me. He's like, I'm chill because I know that if I panic, it's going to bleed more. So can we please go and get this taken care of first
Well, wait,
before I pass out?
Yeah.
Jonathan, does your group do this often enough that they've got some way of getting rid of the evidence? There's like a dead body here.
Yeah, I would worry less about the body and more about the one among us who knows that there's another realm on top of ours, passing out and not able to do anything to help.
Good point. I'll rip off my belt and just cinch it super tight around his stump.
Yeah, you cinch it up as tight as you possibly can. He, groans in pain as one would expect.
I expect we probably have a medical kit back at the car because we knew we would be going into a fight, and we had one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys head back. Jonathan assures you that he will make contact as soon as you get appropriate medical aid for him to do so.
Yeah. Straight to hospital.
All right, and then we'll cut then to the next morning where all of you and Jonathan are sitting down for brunch at the same diner we were at.
He's out of the hospital?
3 days ago. So he's basically got the stump wrapped up, and it looks like it was probably like cauterized or something.
Oh, they didn't reattach it? Oh.
No.
Yikes.
No. Looks like it was probably lost.
Uh-oh.
But he's not smiling, but he's also like not unhappy, right? He's waking up and he's having a cup of coffee with the rest of you at the diner.
Okay.
And he says, it sounds like we shouldn't have to worry about things anymore. So thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Did you know who he was? Did you recognize him?
Nobody that I recognized, none of my associates did either. Sounds like some rogue mage who was meddling in things he didn't understand. But now mages aren't going to be the only ones in Joliet.
What does that mean?
There were signs of werewolf activity when we went to clean up.
What? So werewolves are real too?
Sorry, you didn't hear that.
But I did. So great. So, okay, wait. Vampires? Oh, God. Okay. This is great. It's fine. Fine. It's fine.
Jonathan flags down the waitress. He's like, ma'am, can I get some more coffee?
It's
Beth already has like 5 cups of coffee around her.
This is so there's werewolves and vampires and friggin' wizards.
And bears. Oh, my.
Too soon, Jonathan.
What about kelpies?
Maybe the less you three know, the better.
What about werecats? What about rakshasas? The tiger people with the backward hands?
Jonathan starts laughing, and we kind of watch the camera kind of pan out from the diner as Ollie's just like rattling off all the things he can think of from like a D&D monster manual.
Exactly.
On like all of the things, and Jonathan's just laughing as the camera pans out over Joliet at large, and we see a mist and a fog slowly rolling over the camera pane as the town disappears. And that's where we will end things for our short stint into the world of darkness.
It's the worst. I have to break out all my basic rules D&D stuff and start memorizing stat blocks again. Jeez. Well, thanks, Arthos.
Yeah, thank you very much. Always a blast. Let's quick go around, remind everybody who you are, where they can find you, and then we'll go and find some friends. Twi'lek, let's start with you.
My name is Twi'lek. I have been playing Mark, and I completely failed to find Emily in any way whatsoever. Sin.
Hi. I'm Sin or Sinful __ potato on all the social medias, even the Twitters. I stream on Twitch occasionally. It'll get better in the future, probably. I don't know. I'll be playing some Masks TTRPG. All things, if all things go well, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Central, over on Backwind's channel with some super cool people. Tuff and Misha are two of them, which are both very active on this channel. And I lost my train of thought, but yeah, I got to murder, so that's cool.
And it only costs you 1 cat.
Yeah.
Easy.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm Zero Daylight, Michael, whatever. You can find me here. We don't have anything immediately on the calendar, although we are trying to do an Angela Lansbury memorial series of Monster She Wrote. So just trying to work on schedules for that. But we still have a ton of stuff in the hopper. So we'll be working the next few days to try to fill back up the calendar now that it's getting close to the holidays. We will, I believe, be having a special holiday episode called Silent Night, for the kids. I mean, it's based on Silent Hill, so it'll be, very festive. But we'll try to get that out and in your eyes and ear holes before the holidays. So that'll be fun. So stay tuned.
Love that. And I'm Arthos, or Lord Arthos. You can find me here in C+ content or in the chat rooms for all kinds of friends of the channel. I don't stream myself anymore, haven't in a long time, but always enjoy doing it and enjoy giving Michael the chance to not have to be the narrator for a story. And I do absolutely love World of Darkness stuff. There's a lot going on and a lot of narrative flexibility, which is always exciting. So it has been great. I don't know if anybody has any preference, but I do believe Meg is streaming right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going to go head over there and say hi to Megan Amel and share I'll drop those raid calls in. Oh, thank you for that. So grab the one with all the fancy icons if you subscribe, and if not, just grab the one with the shrug emoji. Let Meg know that we are coming to say hi. And share the love with her. I'm sure everyone who is currently in chat knows Meg, but if you don't, go follow her because she's amazing and awesome, and you will love her much more than you love us. So you're welcome. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for playing. Thanks, Arthos, for running. This was my first experience in World of Darkness at all. It's like one of the only systems I've ever not played, so this was great fun. And we will see you all again soon. Thanks, everybody.